nice front facing.
Hello, hello. Just tidying up my work area. How are you guys?
So sorry. I'll take it. I'll be your Vanna.
Oh, thanks. Hello, hello.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry for the little hiccup. Anyway, how's everybody today? It's a breezy day today. It kind of kicked up my, I don't know, I didn't know I had allergies till today. So I got kind of runny nose, watery eyes, the whole bit. So, but that's okay. It's another fabulous day in the store today. We got kits ready for Selima's up and coming. Hey, Linda Rose. Fruitland, Idaho. I love Idaho. It's so pretty there. So we're, Selima's got another retreat coming up for Scan and Cut. I don't know if it's Solaris or Luminaire. Anyway, so we're getting kits ready for that. We were getting fabric sale ready for Wednesday, so that'll be Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific time, just like this, or Wednesday. It's going to be a fun one, a little different than what we've had in the past. Let's see, what else did we do today? We had some, of course, we always have our friends come in. We visit with them. So it seemed like there was something else I was going to tell you about. So anyway, so here we are. So we've had some people post questions, and I very much apologize for never publicizing the questions, but I have a really hard time. Hey, Sandy and Fancy Pants. I have a hard time answering questions with written answers. I don't know how to phrase it. And unfortunately, I don't have time to make videos because you don't want me making videos at home. It would be a disaster. And then when I'm here at the store, I'm working the store. It might be the same one. It's got a sewing machine. Oh, here. It's this one. It's combining the sewing machine and the Scan and Cut. So the fall pillow, the sewing machine, and the tote with the flower. Oops. So I don't know if you've taken that one before or not. But anyway, that's the one we were getting kits ready for. So, but she's always playing new retreats. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to try to answer some questions for you that people have written in about. Some of them I have to tell you, one of them I don't really have an answer for because I haven't looked into it. I've never done it. And, what else was I going to say? There's another one. Oh, well, we'll get to it. But we are going to do something tonight. So let me switch it over here. Maybe while I'm answering questions, we can work on just a teeny tiny little project. So we have heat transfer glitter vinyl, and we have this notebook. It's a Cork notebook. It's real simple to make. So I was thinking I'm going to cut a crown from this. You know what, though? I didn't, we were busy right till this. I did not hook up a heat press or iron, but you'll get the idea. I'll show it, but I won't actually adhere it tonight. So anyway, to do that, I'm going to have my standard mat. I'm going to put my heat transfer. Oh, wait, before we go on, one of the questions was their mat. They used it like only 4 times, and it's lost its stickiness. I know we've gone over this before, but everything is worth repeating. Hey Pam, someone might not have seen that video or heard us talk about it. So what we do to clean our mats, and believe me, our mats get used a lot, and we aren't in the habit of replacing them. In fact, I had my Scan Cut since 2018. I think I've only replaced, and then I really didn't. Well, I guess I did. Replace the standard mat once. Hey, Mary Mike. I replaced the standard mat once since 2018. So what I do is I take an alcohol fragrance-free baby wipe, and I don't want to do it right now because I have to let it dry. And I just rub it all over, and get out. And this won't come off because that's drawn on. And just wipe it all off. And then you let it dry and the stickiness comes back. And also, you can see these hearts. Those are kind of cuts in the mat, but it's not hurting the mat. It's just, it didn't go all the way through. And then there was someone who, let me pull up the questions. Please hold. Someone asked the question, computer or iPad best to use with our scan and cuts. So truthfully, I guess if you're doing designing with Canvas Workspace, I don't know that there is a Canvas Workspace for the iPad. You would have to use a computer, and then you could transfer wirelessly or with a USB stick. But truthfully, half of what I do right at the scan and cut. I have software. Truth be told, I haven't used Canvas Workspace a lot. So I don't really see a need for either one unless you're doing some kind of designing. Okay, so then someone asked about the best pressure to use for 65-pound cardstock. They keep cutting through their mat. So you're obviously using too much pressure. The machines we use are DX machines, so they have they detect thickness, so I don't have to worry about cutting through my mat because the auto blade isn't going to do that. So you might want to adjust the blade itself to go just a teeny bit deeper and back off the blade and then do test cuts. So test cuts used to be our best friend, and we'd test cut I don't know how many times so we wouldn't cut through our mat. So the best thing, it's just to reduce the pressure because obviously there's too much pressure because you're cutting through the mat, and then maybe adjust your blade a little bit, but take it slow and easy and do test cuts. So someone asked about getting purchase fonts to their scan and cut. So I think maybe this is something else I haven't done, but I'm wondering if you can import your own fonts into Canvas Workspace. And if you can, that's what you should do, and then you would design it in Canvas Workspace. Then this might be something I have to show at the scan and cut. They were, and there's past videos on this where you scan something in and they're obviously direct cutting on the mat, but it's one of those musical, what are they called, clefs? And she's not cutting the inside and the outside. So I have to show that on the machine itself. And then there was a question about rollers, so I can show you that. We talked about cleaning the mat. We're going to talk about, someone said something about their mat shifting while they're cutting, so I'll address that. Someone's confused about half cuts, so we'll address that. So someone said that's going straight to their brand new match. Okay, and we'll talk about this. So we're gonna put our, this is heat transfer vinyl. So we are putting it right side down against the mat. And we are, I always tape it down, right? So Deborah Hansen, I have this Cork notebook. I'm gonna cut a crown out of here. This is more about question and answers. As you can tell, I don't have all the answers. Hey, Janet. But we try our best. And as I was saying, I prefer to answer the questions on these videos rather than trying to provide written answers because I just have a hard time. I guess I explain visually better than in writing. So, and I can't record videos at home because I just don't have the lighting, I don't have the camera equipment. So the only opportunity I have is when we gather here together. Okay, so let's go to, let's figure out which camera I want. Oh, I guess, I must be colorblind. I can't tell green from blue. All right, let's go to our actual machine. Oh, my knees. Okay, now, while I'm here, actually, let me change cameras again, sorry. Let's address some of these questions. Now, someone was saying that these rollers on their machine are real sticky. So what I do is I take you can lift these up, so you can kind of lift it up, right? What I do is I take an alcohol swab, and I just rub alcohol on here. And I'll rub alcohol on both of them, and then I'll also rub alcohol, take that swab, rub here, clean up here. You can kind of clean here and clean here. So I do that. I use alcohol to clean it up. Another thing someone was saying was that their mat is drifting. Like mine was doing that too, and I realized that the right side here was coming over. See, it should be flush to the body of your scan and cut. But mine was like drifting over, and there's a gap between the scan and cut and this roller. So I just keep an eye on it, and I push that roller back. It's a little annoying, but my scan and cut's older now, so you know, we all have issues as we get older. But so I just keep an eye on it. And if I'm cutting something that's going to take a while, I hit pause, and you can just push it over. So let me see if I've addressed, you know what, I'll probably go in and okay, I haven't answered that one. So I answered the one about the rollers. I answered that one. So the shifting one we answered. Okay, now I'm going to turn on my machine. So we're going to cut vinyl, so that's going to help address some of the questions that were asked. All right, oh, I need to go to my design screen, I'm sorry. Okay, here we are, back to the design screen. So don't be offended if I don't approve your question and answer it in the group. I'm going to address it here with us all together. All right, here we are. I'm going to patterns. I'm going to go to Paris and the tree. And I think my crown's under here. Yes, it is. So I think all the crowns are together. I kind of like, this is a two-part. Why don't we pick this one? Because it's a two-parter. But we aren't going to cut in two parts. We're going to say okay. And actually, the only part, we could take this part. So I'm going to say okay. And I'm not sure what size I want. So I'm going to say set. I'm going to move this down here. Let me see the size of my thing. Okay, it's 6 inches wide by 9 inches. So let's go into edit, object edit, and let's go to size. So let's make it like 5 inches wide. What do you guys think? I think that'll look good. Well, you know what? Let's go for the gusto. Let's go for 5.5. Yep. Okay, here we go. And you know what? Normally with what am I trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say. Normally with heat transfer vinyl, you would mirror image. We can do it for kicks, but it's not necessary. This is your mirror image. It's not necessary because it's symmetrical. If you were doing fonts and words, definitely you have to mirror image because remember it's right side down. So we're going to say okay. We're going to say okay. And I'm going to load my mat. And I'm going to scan my, you know what, that's okay. Let me load it. And I'm going to touch the scan background. But I'm going to touch the scan background. But let me change camera so you can watch it scan. Alright. So take my word for it. I'm touching the scan background and I'm saying start. Now this is where if you're having problems with your mat drifting, this is where you would check this. And you could just push it to where it should be. And also I have to say I've had problems with my mat going in crooked, and cleaning those rollers helps with that also. Alright, so here's my, oh, you can't see that. Sorry. Alright, there's our crown. So I'm going to just make sure, maybe I should make it, I'm going to make it just a teeny bit smaller because I don't want to, 5.5 was pushing it. I cut my vinyl. Okay, that's good. I cut my vinyl like 6x6, but I like to have room. I'm going to say okay and okay. And this is something that we've shown you in the past, but we're going to show you again. We're going to draw it before we cut it because it makes it easier to weed. Especially on a day like today where my eyes are kind of bothering me because of whatever's happening outside. So I'm going to say please select. I'm going to select draw. And let me change camera. So we're going to simply press start, but I want to change cameras to show you. Am I pressing the wrong camera again? Which one is that? Oh. It's not changing cameras. Huh. It's not letting me change. Let's see if I can do it this way. There. My little box wasn't working. Let's let me know that. Okay. So here is our universal pin holder. There it is. We're going to put our pin in. Oh. You open it up by lifting and challenges tonight. Lifting and turning that gray part to the right. Sorry, I can't find the camera. The gray part, lifting and turning this to the right. Then we're going to put our pin in until it touches the bottom. And then we're going to lift this gray part and turn it to the left. And what you want is so that pin is in there firmly and doesn't come out. So let's lift and twist. Okay, so I'm going to load the pin in where the knife would normally go. And I'm saying start. And it's going to draw. Now someone said they didn't say what they were cutting or what mat, but they were saying that once they worked how to cut it, it went cut straight through their brand new cutting mat. So I have a feeling that they were cutting vinyl and that they didn't have the half cut on. Okay, I'm I'm going to take my pin out. And I'm going to replace it with my vinyl blade. And I'm going to say finish. Oh, I can't do that. So this was a two-parter. So it's asking me if I want to select the new part, next part. No, I'm going to say finish. And then now I'm going to say please select. And I'm going to say cut. Okay, here's the most important thing. My half cut is on, but if it weren't on, I'd go into the wrench and I'd scroll down and make sure it's on. Anytime, I can't stress this enough, is that if you are cutting vinyl, be it heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl, you must put the half cut on. I think a lot of times when people cut through their mats is because they're cutting vinyl and they did not put the half cut on. So it's sensing that pressure and it's going all the way through. Another important thing with vinyl is it always has the heat transfer vinyl. That shiny sheet is your transfer sheet. So if you don't have the half cut on, it for sure is going to cut through that transfer sheet, and then it's going to be really hard for you to take it to where you want it and place it and iron it on. If you're using adhesive vinyl, it's going to cut through that backing sheet, which is your carrier sheet. You leave whatever, you'd leave this crown on the white paper, you'd take transfer tape and rub it on and transfer it off. If you do not have that half cut on, you are going to cut through that, the backing or the transfer sheet, and you're going to be very sad. So, Linda, the reason why I'm drawing it first is it makes it easier to weed it. Okay, so we're going to say okay. So very, very important. Anytime you're cutting vinyl, have that half cut on. And this person didn't specify what they were cutting, but that's what I'm going to assume is that they were cutting vinyl, the half cut wasn't on, and it cut all the way through their mat. Now another person asks that they're confused regarding half cut. So they're not understanding the clear definition of what that is. The half cut is for vinyl. It's so that you do not cut through the clear transfer sheet for heat transfer vinyl, or you do not cut through the backing paper for the adhesive vinyl. Mainly that's what it's for. Okay, so we're all set. Our half cut's on. We're going to say start. And I'm going to change cameras. I don't know why that thing's not working, so that's okay. We have a workaround. There we go. So it's cutting our vinyl now. Now let's see what else. We are done. We're gonna I gotta tell Selena something's going on. Oh, all right. Oops. So we're gonna say finish, and I'm gonna unload my mat. And before we get to the weeding part, I'm going to hit home and say it's okay to delete patterns. Okay, now this next person had a question about they're trying to cut out a cleft. I think that's what you call it. So we would go to scan. I don't think I can demo this. Yeah, I can't. Okay. Maybe next time I can answer that question, because I actually need to have something to scan in. So we're going to call it quits tonight at the scan and cut. Turn her off and let her go to sleep for the night. And let's go to our overhead camera. And now we'll show you, Linda, the reason for the So, I mean, this design's not that complicated, but like when you buy the vinyl blade, one of the designs you get with the vinyl blade has this like Zentangle whale design. Beautiful. But nightmare to weed. So if you draw it first, you can see what you want to weed out and what you want to keep. So when you get into more intricate designs, the drawing makes it easier. And this is on heat transfer vinyl, so it's not going to show. I've done it on adhesive vinyl, and sometimes it does leave like an outline. So, but like I said, if it's an intricate design, it really does help to draw it out first. We use that trick a lot. Selima actually came back one year from convention with that trick, and I was like, oh my God, that is so cool. I never thought to do that. Okay, I'm done with my mat. So now I can see what I want to weed out. So obviously, I want to keep my crown. I want to weed out all this, this, and this. So it makes it easier. Okay, Pam, I'll ask Selima. Yes, we do sell the vinyl blade. I thought it was on the app, but if not, I'll ask her to put it there. So how's everybody's weather? Is it starting to cool off where you're at? I think today was warmer than they were predicting. But, it's supposed to be like 62 today, but I think it's actually warmer than that. And then we save this because, we like to put it inside our pins. Make them fancy. Make them fancy. Rainy and cold in Virginia. I wouldn't mind that. I kind of like cold weather. It doesn't rain that much here in Southern California, so although last winter it rained a lot and my roof leaked, so this year I got a new roof. Freezing in San Pedro and windy? Really? Well, it was windy here, but I haven't been outside since this morning, so here's our little notebook. And is that going to be cool? So, like I said, I didn't turn on a heat press. What I'll do is make sure it's evenly distanced and press it down. It'll be cool. So there was another question someone asked. They used their fabric mat and fabric blade to cut some pieces for coasters. And when she took them off the mat, they left several threads from all sides on the mat. This made the pieces too small for the embroidery pattern, which caused this. How can they avoid it in the future? So I'm not sure if this person, what they were cutting from, let me go front facing. I'm not sure if this person, there it goes. I guess there's a time delay to switch cameras. So I'm not sure if that person asked that question was cutting from a provided SVG file that came with the embroidery design, or if they were taking embroidery design and making an SVG file. So when you're if you're making your own SVG file and you have that capability in like the Solaris and Luminaire, you can pick like a color and do a cut and then save it, and that would be your SVG. Anyway, but when I do that, instead of using the tack down line as my cutting file, I use the placement line because it's going to be a little bigger. So you'll make sure that you don't cut your design too small. Yeah, so, and then to me it's not, because as far as leaving threads on the mat, that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't make the design too small. To me it sounds like if they if whatever she was using was provided SVG files, I think they might have made the SVG file a little too small. And if you find that, you could always, within the scan and cut itself, you could always make it a little bigger. So that's the only thing, I don't know all the details. Like if you ask questions like that, it's helpful if you tell me what mat you're using, if you tell me what blade you're using, and what materials you're cutting, like HTV, adhesive vinyl, fabric. I think this person provided a picture, but Facebook didn't let them post a picture, so that was probably part of the problem too. So anyway, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be discouraged if we don't answer and post, because as I said, I prefer to answer them here with you. And hopefully these people who ask those questions are watching the videos. And then you can always go back and refer to them, right? All right, my friends, are there any questions here now? I see Bonnie says it's 46 and sunny in Washington. I have a niece that lives in, anyway, she lives near Seattle. I think it's, I can't pronounce it right now. Sassamish, something like that. Anyway, we're getting close to Thanksgiving, and then you know what's right around the corner from that. Selima replied to you, Pam. We do sell it, and she will add it to the app. So anyway, so let's see. What's today? Oh, today's Friday. Join us. Tuesday is the tips and techniques on the main page, AAA Sewing and Fabric. That's 3:30 Pacific time. Wednesday, 3:30 Pacific time on our main page and our app, which is AAA Sewing and Fabric. That's the fabric sale, the live fabric sale. That's at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And next Friday is IQ Tips and Tricks. All right, my friends, that's all I have for tonight. Sandy, so yesterday we didn't do a Facebook Live sale. Wait, yesterday was Thursday. Oh, see, I don't know what day it is. I don't think she was live. Yeah, I don't think she was. Anyway, sometimes what happens is the store gets busy, and we're open until 4. So if it gets busy, or sometimes she can't break away. So anyway, it's okay when I'm here, because then she can do the video and I can help with the store. So, but it's hard when it's like just Amina and Selima. Then it's hard for them to make sure the store is covered. All right. Oh, thanks, Pam. I appreciate that. So you guys take care, and we'll see you Tuesday, hopefully, on the main page, AAA Sewing and Fabric. All right. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate you, and you all take care. Bye.